And welcome to the In Wheel Time Car Talk Show from our Dual City studios in Texas, USA. Just ahead, we talk to the event manager of the American Solar Car Challenge, Gail Lueck. Jeff has the Motor Minute. I'll review the 2026 VW Tiguan. Howdy, along with Mike out of this world, Mars, over there. We always need more Jeff Zekin. I'm Don Armstrong. Glad you could join us on this Saturday for our live broadcast. If you're listening on a podcast, thank you very much. We appreciate that. It's a big, hot day down here in Texas.
Yep,
and it's an awful day up there in the Northeast with the Canadian smoke and the floods in Central Texas. It's a mess wherever you go. Of course, the news media is going to make it a lot worse than it really is, except for the floods in Texas.
They're pretty bad.
Yeah, it's really bad over there. So good luck to all those people. The governor's been on the air, the disaster areas. It's really a sad situation there. But that's not what we're here to talk about today. Our guest is Gail Lueck, and that she is with an organization that basically runs, manages, oversees, and puts events together for solar cars across the United States. Gail, good morning to you, and thanks so much for joining us.
Good morning. Thank you very much for having us.
Yeah, we do have a slight delay in her responses to us because of the crack staff that she's got there. Because, they know solar cars, but when it comes to audio, they got to wait for a minute for it to catch up. It's kind of like a turbocharged car. You press on the accelerator pedal and you got to wait 5 minutes for it to go. I had to say that. So
he drives funny cars.
Yeah. Anyway, well, Gail, so we talked about this off the air before we went on. FSGP ASC event director and the operations director for IEF. Could you kind of unreel all of that for us, please?
Sure. IEF is Innovators Educational Foundation. We are the 501c3 nonprofit that was formed in the fall of 2009 to continue the solar car events here in the U.S. at the collegiate level. And so we run two events. We run the Formula Sun Grand Prix, which is our 3-day endurance track event. And then we also run the American Solar Challenge, which is our cross-country road event that teams are trying to qualify for. And so this year we have a title sponsor, Electrek. And so our Electrek Formula Sun Grand Prix is what teams are going through scrutineering for right now. And they'll be hitting the track July 21st, 22nd, and 23rd here at the Brainerd International Raceway. And then teams that pass scrutineering and qualify during our track event will move on to the road event, the Electrek American Solar Challenge 2026, going from Minneapolis, Minnesota on July 25th through August 1st. They'll finish in Amarillo, Texas.
Wow, man! I can only imagine the motel bill for that trip, because it's not one of those that we're going to do 90 miles an hour on the interstate on. I would imagine.
Nope, we are following largely two national scenic byways this year. The Great River Road coming out of Minneapolis and going through Minnesota, Wisconsin, Iowa, and into Illinois. And then we'll be cutting across over to the Bloomington-Normal, Illinois area and following Route 66 in honor of the centennial this year out to Amarillo, Texas.
That's Amarillo by morning. Yeah.
Well, solar panel, you couldn't go at night.
No, it would be difficult. I would imagine.
By morning.
All right. So how many vehicles are going to be allowed in the qualification rounds here to go on the actual tour itself?
Yep. Well, all of them that pass scrutineering and qualify, and we won't know that until after they get through the qualifier on July 23rd. But what I can say is we've had 39 universities and colleges from across the U.S., Canada, and even 2 European teams come over this year. And so we've got 39 teams with their solar cars here at Brainerd International Raceway, which is a new, exciting record for us. The most we've had show up at scrutineering before was 34, and so we've got 39 teams this year. Very exciting field, and we'll see how many of them get through the process and get on the road.
It's a NASCAR field that you've got going. I absolutely love it. All right, So the first question is, let's talk about the cars themselves. What are the basic overall, what are the parameters that they have to build these cars to?
Well, there's actually lots of parameters. If you go out to our website, you'll see the regulations document for this event is 90 plus pages long. So we obviously don't have time to go through all the regulations, but there's things with the mechanical systems, the electrical systems, how much solar array they're allowed. They do carry batteries on board, and so the batteries are controlled as well in terms of how much they're allowed, the overall size of the car. There's a lot of safety regulations, of course, as well, considering these cars are going out on the track with each other as well as out on the public roadways. And so tons of regulations that we could talk about. It really breaks down into two vehicle classes. So we have single occupant vehicles and multi-occupant vehicles, what we call SOV and MOV. And so for those vehicles that are single occupant vehicles, as you might imagine, there's only one driver in the vehicle. And so very aerodynamic shapes, trying to get as efficient as possible. For the MOV class, the multi-occupant vehicles, a lot of those vehicles are set up with a passenger seat. We do have one entry here that is set up with 3 passenger seats, so more typical of your normal car with 4 seats in a total. And so they are a little bit different. They're getting judged on a practicality, features, and kind of a scoring formula that they're trying to optimize around. So we let them pick their battery pack size, pick which practicality features they want to put in their car, knowing that hauling passengers and putting in some of these features is going to take up additional energy. But they're trying to optimize around more being something that might lead towards real road type cars that average Joe consumer might want to purchase in the future. And so those are largely the 2 vehicle classes. For those that want to know all the technical regulations, feel free to go to our website. They're all out there, but like I said, it's 90 plus pages.
All right, so let me ask you, the first thing that comes to my mind when I think of a solar car, now I go back a long way, the great big huge flat panels that collect the rays of the sun, turn it into electricity, and then put it to a battery, runs the motors, all of that sort of stuff.
Yeah, they're laying down in it.
Yeah, pretty much laying down in it. Is it still that way? Because I see solar arrays now on cars that actually make the shape of the car, the whole 9 yards. It's kind of evolved over the years.
Oh, yes. Technology has definitely involved. These type of events have been going on here in the U.S. since 1990, and so it's been great to see the evolution of the technology. Yes, many of these teams are curving the solar arrays to the aerodynamic shape of their car. We've also seen huge improvements in the battery technology. I actually started this back in the day as a student at one of these universities, and back in the day, we ran with lead acid batteries. We had 320 pounds of lead acid batteries in the car. And nowadays, most teams have transitioned to some sort of lithium-ion, lithium polymer technology, and it's only a fraction of that weight. So yes, it's amazing to see how the technology has advanced.
All right, now what she just said is on page 43 of the rule book.
But
paragraph 4.
Yeah, exactly.
Paragraph 4. So Gail, I have to ask you, what exactly is it a race, a timed race? What are the parameters when it comes to going from point A to point B? Who wins?
Yeah, how do you know you win?
Sure. So for the single occupant class, it's pretty simple. It's the most miles covered. So we're a mileage-based event. There is a base route from Minneapolis, Minnesota to Amarillo, Texas, with various stage and checkpoints along the way. And at those locations, for teams that have extra energy, in their batteries, it's good weather, they're getting extra power from their solar array, we have optional challenge loops that they can run. And so the overall winner for the single occupant class will be the team that completes the most mileage over the 8 days of the event in the defined driving hours. For the multi-occupant vehicle class, It's a more complicated thing. There's a scoring formula that those that are interested can look at in the regulations, but it takes into account things like how many passengers are you taking, how many miles. They're also allowed to externally charge their battery pack for essentially an energy penalty. Think more like normal EVs, where you would go so far and then plug in if you need a little bit of extra boost. And then they also have this practicality scoring factor. So one of the things that we will be doing in Minneapolis on the display day is those vehicles will be going through practicality judging. We have a few judges coming in from various companies and sponsors that will be looking at the cars and doing some evaluation of, do you have cup holders? Can you haul luggage in your vehicle? How comfortable is your driver's seats? Those types of things to factor in a practicality score as well that the teams are trying to optimize around. And so the winner will be whoever has the best score of that formula.
Go ahead, Mike.
So you got 39 entries basically that are going to go through this qualification inspection process. Assuming all 39 of them make it and they're all going, is this going to be like one really long parade? They're going to go out one right behind the other one?
So they start out getting released in 1 minute intervals from each other. Each solar car is escorted by two vehicles that we call lead and chase. Those are normal production vehicles, usually SUVs, 15-passenger vans of that nature,
vehicle,
with
yeah.
amber flashing lights and signage to alert people of what's
Wide
going
load.
on. But even though they start out in 1 minute intervals, they quickly end up getting spread out as each team is trying to target the speed that their car runs most efficiently at and the speed that they think that they can run and not run out of battery by the time that they get to Amarillo. And so each team will be doing that. They'll obviously be following the rules of the road, so they have to adhere to speed limits and stop signs and traffic lights and train crossings and everything that we do in our day-to-day driving as well. But it won't really be a parade. You might see one or two cars grouped up together, but they kind of get themselves spread out. And during the event, we will have live tracking on our website, so you can follow the dots along as they are making their way down the Great River Road.
God, I'm hoping they got an in-car
66.
camera or two.
My question is, so the single occupancy vehicle, could that be a motorcycle? Could it be a motorcycle?
Sorry, I didn't catch that. There was
Oh, you got some
background
drag racing
noise here
going
at
on
the
behind
track.
you there. Yeah. Could the SOVs
Yep,
be a
yes, we
motorcycle?
do.
So the question is, can it be a motorcycle? Does it have to be a 3 or 4 wheeled vehicle?
All the vehicles in our event are 3 or 4 wheel vehicles. There are no motorcycles.
All right.
Could be a
Okay.
tricycle.
Yeah, there goes your shot at it, Mike.
Yeah.
You can't ride your bike.
Are there in-car cameras?
There are no in-car cameras.
They take electricity.
Unless a team chooses to
Yeah.
do a point-of-view camera on their own, because all of these teams have their media teams as well.
Yeah, I'm sure. So how big is the event? How many people are going down the road following all of the guys and girls with the cars?
Yep. Well, we won't have the final head count till we know who all qualifies, but I can say that we've had over 700 team members check in here at the Brainerd International Raceway.
It's a party.
We got some teams because students have co-ops and internships and summer jobs. Some of them are swapping out people in Minneapolis. So our overall roster right now is at almost 900 team members participating. And then, of course, the actual people being impacted by the event is much larger than that, because many of these teams send, their top 15 to 20 people to the track to compete. But back home, they may have 50, 60. One team even reported 200 team members working on the project
And-
back at their university throughout the year.
And all the municipalities you go through too. All of those people.
Yeah,
on
I'm
the
sure.
side
I'm
of
sure
the
that
road.
you've worked ahead and got all the municipalities on board this huge event. Okay, I have to ask you another question. I know that in the news here, especially in the past week, there are a lot of wildfires going on in Canada, and much of that smoke is coming right down to parts of where you are going to go. How do the teams handle that? Because obviously it blocks the sunlight in some cases a lot. Looks like nighttime up there.
Yep. It was super hazy when we got up here to Minnesota a few days ago. Luckily, most of it is blown off now to where we can once again see the sky and see clouds and sun and that type of thing. But really, whether it's haze or rain or any other weather condition that would impact the amount of solar power the teams are getting, that's all part of the challenge of going on the road. And that's what the strategy teams within the teams are monitoring. What's the weather forecast? How much energy do we think we're going to be getting? So we can determine what speed can we travel, how many passengers can we haul, and still make it to Amarillo. Obviously, if it's rainy or super hazy and the sun's blocked, the teams will probably be going a little slower. To give you some perspective, when I got started with this, my first year, it rained every day of the event. And so we ended up, I think, averaging for the event like 26 miles per hour. But obviously I was with lead acid batteries. Teams are more efficient these days. But yes, the event continues. They just go a bit slower.
I want to be you. I want to be involved in this.
No, the best way to get in is to be a meteorologist.
I mean,
get in there.
Do you have a meteorologist?
We do not have a meteorologist, but we do have a great data partnership with Solcast, who actually sponsors by providing all teams weather data and that type of thing for free during the event, as well as historical data so they can set up their models accordingly.
Gail, we're all jealous and envious. You would have a great job. You're a great spokesperson, very knowledgeable. And listen, we can't thank you enough for being with us today. I know it takes a lot to do what you're doing up there, and we're going to be following you. And so keep in touch with us and let us know. We'd love to do a follow-up interview with you in the weeks ahead.
Thank those audio guys for us.
Yeah. And thank those audio guys.
We'll do.
All right, Gail. Thanks
Thank
again.
you.
We appreciate you. Gail Lueck, the event director up there with the Solar Car Challenge. Great time to be had by all, no doubt about it. Yep. All right, just ahead, Jeff's Motor Minute and a review of the redesigned VW Tiguan when the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show continues after this 90-second break. Stay with us. The Tex-Mex dining experience is defined by Lupi Tortilla, your destination for Texas's best beef fajitas and frozen margaritas. Since 1983, Lupi Tortilla has served authentic and time-tested recipes made with the freshest ingredients. Atmosphere is part of the award-winning experience at Lupi Tortilla, all developed in a little house near Highway 6 and I-10 in Houston. Visit any of the Lupi Tortillas and you'll see the same attention to detail in each and every location. Start your Lupi experience with queso flamiado and guacamole, along with a classic frozen margarita. Dine on famous Lupi beef and chicken fajitas or pepper shrimp brochette, or a fish or vegetarian entree, and finish with a scrumptious flan for dessert. Find Lupi Tortilla in Houston, College Station, Beaumont, Austin, San Antonio, and Dallas-Fort Worth. There's a Texas location near you. The recipes are authentic and time-tested. The ingredients always fresh. Lupi Tortilla. Eats pretty good. Apple or Android, In-Wheel Time podcast can be found everywhere, on the stream and through downloads. Whether you're on the road or at home and searching for a fun car talk show, give In-Wheel Time a try. Honest new car reviews, fun, informative interviews with real car people, weekly automotive news, features like Jeff's Car Culture, Mike's Driving Destinations, all on In-Wheel Time. Check us out on SiriusXM Podcasts, iHeartRadio, or while you're shopping on Amazon through Amazon Music. InWheelTime.com has a list, so check us out. Join us for the live version of the In-Wheel Time Car Talk Show every Saturday at a regular time, 10 to noon Central Time on InWheelTime.com, YouTube, and Facebook. Or grab a 30-minute podcast of our show from your favorite podcast store. It's free, and it is absolutely wonderful. God, you're going to love it. Time now for the Motor Minute, Jeffrey.
Well, here we go. IndyCar. We haven't talked about them specifically in a while, but IndyCar announces the start time for the highly anticipated Freedom 250 Grand Prix on the streets of Washington, D.C. That's coming up. The NTT Indy Series is geared up for the streets of Washington for the first time, and it will be on August 23rd, and they're getting ready for the green flag right now. So there's absolutely no question about it. The Freedom 250 of Washington, D.C. is going to be a full spectacle. Cars, racing future, past events. some of the most iconic moments to be around. Now, the practices for 1 and 2 will air on Saturday the 22nd on FS1 and FS2, respectively. Qualifying will take place on the evening of the 5th, from 5 to 6:30 on that 22nd. And then Sunday, the morning of the broadcast, it's lap-by-lap coverage with Will Buxton, along with the former drivers, turned broadcaster Townsend Bell, and James Hinchcliffe. Coverage starts at 11:30 a.m. Eastern, with the race getting started about 1 p.m. So there's a lot of coverage. It's going to be a lot of hoopla. You're going to be seeing a lot of stuff on TV, especially Fox and FS1 for the advertisements. You'll see it going on. But sounds pretty exciting. Kind of looking forward to it. Don't know what to expect being in the city. They do it in other cities, but I just kind of Washington, the capital and all that stuff. So we'll see how that goes.
Apparently that is a big deal, and a lot of people are involved and going.
And it's a free event.
Yeah. Oh, is it free?
It's a free event.
Wow. There's going to be a bajillion people there.
A bajillion and two, because I think you and I are going.
I wish. Yeah, I think we need to do the show from there, Mars. Just saying.
Our luck, we do it on the 24th after the race.
Yeah, that's right. Well, yeah, that would be the delay part of it.
There you go.
All right.
What's coming up?
Time now for this hour's car review. I had the opportunity to drive the 2026 VW Tiguan. Now, I have some experience through a friend of mine with a Tiguan, and I was not impressed. However, let me say this. It's been completely redesigned for this 26 model year. Actually, it was all new in 25, but you know how they do model years these days. You can't ever keep it straight. Mm-hmm. Anyway, so it comes up in these trim levels: the S, the SE, the SE R-Line Black, and the SEL R-Line Turbo. What did I have? The SEL R-Line Turbo all-wheel drive. This is considered a small SUV. I don't know where they come up. Well, I do know where they come up with the size ranking, but this is not small. This is what I would call a midsize, but that's just me. It fits between the Taos and the Atlas versions of their SUV from Volkswagen. Exterior changes from last model year, as I mentioned, complete redesign for the 2025 model year. Updated front fascia, has larger horizontal lines and a bigger grille opening up there. They've brought it up to date. Thank you. Flattened wheel well openings are attractive and hide the plastic surrounds of those wheel well openings. Rear hatch holds fender-to-fender lighting. The sunshade and small rear window give it a fastback look. What I liked, the overall design is modern but conservative. Just grab her by the collar. We're having an issue with the dog in here this morning, and it's turned into being a pest. Is what it is. Overall design, as I mentioned, modern and conservative. What could use improvement? Not a fan of non-functioning roof rails. And why manufacturers feel that they have to put them up there, I don't know. If it's a look thing, great. Then make it an option. Do you want roof rails? You don't want roof rails. If it comes with roof rails and I don't like them, then take them off. And charge back to the company because I don't want them. That's just me. Just saying. Interior highlights. Top of the line SEL R Turbo offers quilted and perforated seating surfaces. And boy, does it look good. There you get a picture of it right there. Huge screen in the middle, easy to view and use. The new design offers more second row legroom because it no longer has a third row. So keep that in mind. They squeezed in a third row, and I think that they figured out, just not selling that many because there's just not enough room in this small SUV for a third row. So they dropped it. And now it offers a lot more room in the back. What I liked about it, high marks for the design and execution and materials. What could use improvement? Nothing on that interior. It's hot. Hot meaning good looking. Engine is a 2-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder engine, and this is the optional upgraded engine with 268 horsepower. Now, it's got a lot of horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque, and it runs through an automatic 8-speed transmission. Tow rating, 1,800 pounds, so a small trailer. Miles per gallon, 22 in the city is what it's rated, 29 on the highway for a combined of 25. I got 28.7 miles per gallon over 451 miles. Not bad. What I liked about it, plenty of power once that turbo spools up, and there's the key. What could use improvement? The transmission is slow to downshift and has significant turbo lag. It may be fine for you or somebody that drives conservatively, maybe mom, grandma, whatever. In a big city, it doesn't work because if you're trying to get across a very busy intersection with stop signs, you need to have that car's power ready to go right then and there. And it's not quite there yet. Ride and handling. What I liked, comfortable ride quality. What could use improvement? Well, nothing really. It's a good middle of the road drive at a comfort level. Here's the pricing. Base trim price, $43,085. Prices tested, $45,015. Now, I will tell you this. As far as price is concerned, compared to other vehicles, I think that there's a lot to offer here. Competitors to this vehicle in base, size, and price, the Mazda CX-50 for $29,900. Now remember, the base model price on this Tiguan is $30,805, so it's right in there with it. The Honda CR-V starts at $39,920, and the Kia Sportage goes at the beginning at $28,790. So that gives you some options there to look at if you're in the market for this size vehicle. Next week, I'm going to review the Toyota RAV4. And again, big changes to this very popular vehicle, the Toyota RAV4. That's going to be next week. And that's my review of the 2026 VW Tiguan. Comments, suggestions?
It's a good-looking car. I like the car, the shape of it. It does look rather large when you see one on the road. It's not bad. I mean,
It's kind of bulbous, I guess.
yeah, a little bit, and it's got that Volkswagen look. You know, the front end look.
I like the look of it.
Yeah.
I love the interior. Of course, this was the top of the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the top of the line vehicle. But that transmission, engine, and turbo lag doesn't do it for me. And I was expecting more because this friend of mine has one very similar to it. It's not the upside engine that this person has. It is the lower entry level engine, but they act the same because they've got the same turbocharged system, and the transmission doesn't know what to do. If you are, let's just say, for instance, you're coming up to a stop sign and the vehicle is in third gear, so it downshifts to second and it's supposed to downshift to first. Well, okay, the light turned green. Stab the accelerator pedal. Don't floor it. Just, you got to go through the intersection.
Jump on it.
It doesn't know what to do, and it has to think about it, and sometimes up to a 3-second delay before you get going. And to me, that just doesn't work, but that's me.
Yeah, we've talked about that before, about the smaller these motors get, the harder they seem to have to be able to match up that transmission. But not smaller, maybe less power that these motors have. They seem to have harder time syncing up with the transmission.
But I will say this. There are others in this class that have the same kind of setup, but they don't have the lag that this one does. So if the lag doesn't bother you, go for it. But if the lag bothers you, continue shopping is my recommendation. All right. Hey, if you'd like to get in touch with us, send us an email. The address here is info@inwheeltime.com. We're back after this quick break. Stay with us. Your car is a direct reflection of you, so don't be satisfied with color fade or a dingy, dull appearance. Get rid of those terrible automated car wash scratches. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is your Save the Paint company. John Gray and his team of detailing experts can help your car's finish without a full repaint. Searching for real experts in window tint or windshield protection? Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Dash cams, radar detectors, Gulf Coast Auto Shield. Got a new car? Get it protected as soon as you take delivery. If you don't know which of the multitude of protection products to go with, John Gray will give you an honest opinion and won't sell you something you don't need. John will help you understand the many options and pricing right on the spot. He's your guy to have your ride looking its best and protected too. See this state-of-the-art shop yourself. Free tours anytime. Gulf Coast Auto Shield is easy to get to, located just south of the Southwest Freeway on the Sam Houston Parkway. Gulf Coast Auto Shield, full-service luxury car care today and online at gcautoshield.com. Gift giving should be meaningful, and we have an idea. a hand-painted custom illustration of your car from one of the nation's leading artists. Now you can get one or a car show poster customized for you, a friend, or a loved one. Bill's Sites will be happy to guide you through the process. No matter what the day, birthday, anniversary, or any day, an Autographics custom illustration adds an extra touch of class to any home. Call Bill today, 832-922-0963. That's 832-922-0963. That's it for this podcast episode of the In Wheel Time Car Show. I'm Don Armstrong, inviting you to join us for our live show every Saturday morning on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and our InWheelTime.com website. Podcasts are available on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, iHeart Podcast, Podcast Addict, TuneIn, Pandora, and Amazon Music. Keep listening, and we'll see you soon.